Hey, Leo, welcome to Soulful September. We are in the month of September, and before I even start, I just want to tell all of my viewers, those who watch and only watch, who stumble across me, those who subscribe, those who like, those who have shared and commented, I am eternally grateful. First and foremost, let it be known I am so blessed with all of you. So thank you. The month of September is going to be soulful on one hand and also provide still a mode of summer love. So I'm going to do a chakra reading that will give us a storyline for the month of September for Leo. This is for Leo, and I also got some intuitive hits here. So your soulful word, Leo, for the month of September is light. So I'm thinking illumination. Something has become illuminated. You are being enlightened, or you are enlightening. It could be self-awareness, right? Self-enlightening. The song I heard is "Don't You Care About Me? Don't You Care About Me Anymore?" I heard that song, or I should say the words in that song are "Don't You Care About Me Anymore?" Okay, so it looks like something's being shed on Leo's life right now for the month of Soulful September. So let's look at what story comes out for you, Leo, for the month of September. Okay, so, yep, I have to look because I just felt something is dissipating in your life. Something is now not as large and in charge, I should say, in your life. You're feeling like a situation that you've had to deal with has given you light, right? Illumination. And let's see what it's about. Okay. Thank God we have a couple really, actually, let me just say, within every storyline, I've got a lot of, let me fix this. Okay, within every, I still have some glare, but I'll put the cards up. Within all of the cards, whether they feel like there's something has to happen before we can have light shed on in our lives, right? We have to go through something. We all do. In order to become enlightened, we have to go through that shadow, through that darkness. So there is something that Leos have had to partake in, something that you have gone through has given you some grief. Now, this could be something that happened already. That's what I'm feeling. Something that has happened already has given you some grief. And you are trying to find a balance. You're trying to find a balance. You're trying to figure it out. You're trying to find justice within something that has transpired. I'm thinking it's regarding a relationship. Something happened. And you're saying, in this time of grief and in this time of trying to balance your life out, work, career versus home life and love, there's something that has happened that has given you this grieving period. Something happened and you have been enlightened about something. And now you're asking, don't you care about me anymore? So you find yourself at blocked, basically. You're in this I can't move kind of mode. I'm blocked, and Leos don't like to be blocked, nor do they like to be waiting for something to happen, or something has to, something has already been, the truth has already been revealed, or something has come to light for sure in a situation. And now you're asking yourself, don't you care anymore? And now you're finding that the balance within you, you're questioning, I can't move now I can't move in my life. I have to find a balance, but where do I go? What do I do? And I'm impatient, because that's the power of the lion. You know, the lion is prideful. The lion is all about, you know, your pride. You want to roar, and you can't right now in this month, because something happened last month that led you to feel this way, And now you're trying to find a balance within yourself, and or it's either within and or without, or it's both. Heart versus mind. That's what I see. Heart versus mind. You're contemplating, and you're in this bubble. I see this bubble around this situation. So you're in a bubble. See, hold on. And it's not a glare. This feels like there's a bubble around here. And you can't break out of this. You can't balance. You're trying so hard to balance, but it's also like you're in a cocoon of some sort. And you want to get out, but you can't. But it's okay, because you do. And here is the moon, right? So here we have the moon. So it looks to me as though you are being guided. You are being guided to just chill out, let the winds flow and blow and take you wherever this is going to take you. You have to find some patience, though, in order for this to happen, in order to break free from here. And you will, because you have all this greenery, the stars are out, you know, you're going to definitely break out and balance, find a balance somehow. You will. It's going to be a heart or head decision, whatever is happening. And under the full moon, maybe the full moon that we just had, something happened. You will grow within this situation. I don't know what has happened. I can't tell you. It's general reading. But what I can tell you is you will grow, but you will also find that the situation is very bittersweet. The winds of change are coming in and changing the scope of the situation for Leos in the month of Soulful September. You have gained a lot of wisdom from whatever light has been shed about your situation. And this bittersweet is, she's saying, this is not gender specific, of course. These are just cards. One or the other is saying, don't you care about me anymore? So of course, something happened. There was, if it wasn't full-on cheating, someone was giving someone else attention that clearly should not have been doing so. The dove, the whiteness of this dove that looks as though there's peace going to happen, but not until it's a bittersweet. It could be a bittersweet farewell is what I hear. Not gonna lie, because I don't know what to say. When I see the cards don't lie. I do see two doves here, so there is going to be peace, maybe resolution, because once this light is illuminated, which it has for this month, it's either going to be a heart or head situation. So I can't tell you who's going to go, who's going to stay, or if this, because it says bittersweet, it's kind of like a double-edged sword here. It is bittersweet, but it may be that this enlightenment shows that a balance needs to take place in a relationship so that the grief that was in the relationship is now dissipating and you find a balance within a relationship. Whether or not forgiveness is always part of this. Part of bittersweet is forgiveness. Part of the miracle is forgiveness. Part of balancing, part of becoming soulful in the month of September is seeing that sometimes this bittersweet truth, when that light shows us something that we haven't been able to see in the past, gives us a chance to grow and become, better people, better human beings. I mean, we're not perfect by no means, right? So there could be some forgiveness that needs to take place in the month of Soulful September for Leos, okay? There has to be a balance. And there's going to be a heart or head decision made. And whoever this applies to, it's either going to apply, it's going to be like, oh my God, this is great, or it's a bittersweet goodbye. So something will be balanced. The scales will be balanced. No doubt about it. Okay. So now we're going to go into your romance oracle cards, okay? Now I'm not going to specify if it's for singles or couples because I did that and actually I said it was for singles and it became a couples reading. So let's just see what the divine wants to show us, and whatever unfolds, then we can then I will do another spread for the other, whether it's single or relationship driven. Okay. So let's get that grief out of Leo's life, and let's move forward with an understanding, I felt like that's what we needed to do. 4 cards, okay? All right, so this bittersweet choice with this card, where I left off, could clearly, this is singles now, could clearly reconcile. Or actually, you know what? I take that back. It could be for couples as well. A mistake could have happened. There was grief. You couldn't see the forest between the trees. But I'm sorry, you couldn't see the light at the end of, you know what I'm saying. At the end of the tunnel, there is light, is what I'm saying. You were impatient about it, but you balanced it out and are now reconciling your differences. Okay? That could be one way. So those who are reconciling are getting to know each other again. Because whatever happened, this brought clarity and light. Clarity and light. And now one or both parties in this relationship has found wisdom and growth, to grow in your wisdom, in the wisdom that you've gained and the grief that you've had to go through. Now you're getting to know each other again, and you've decided that it's worth working on. So now you're seeing this person more as a soulmate. the angels have heard your prayers and have heard your crying out for help. She's not wasn't she's not seeing the situation clearly. She wasn't seeing, again, not gender specific, but whatever this was gave this person grief to the point where they weren't seeing this person in the light that this guardian angel has so shed on the situation. Okay? So that's what's happened. And now that person took off those blindfolds and said, okay, let's get to know each other. Let's reconcile this. And now we have romantic feelings for one another after all has been said and done. All right, now that's how I'm feeling for singles. I am. I'm feeling that the heart won over the head, which, gosh, I love those. You know, that's like the perfect love story, right? So don't think that person doesn't care about you anymore. That person probably had whatever transpired, whatever light had been shed on the situation. And funny that I'm talking about light, and all I have here in this reading on my table is light. So light has risen. The truth of the heart has won over the head of the ego. The grief, look, the grief now is dissipating because so much light has been shed and so much wisdom has happened to show this. Sometimes that's the only kind of greatness that there is when the shadow side comes up and shows us a situation that becomes bittersweet to us. It leaves a bad taste in our mouth, but that doesn't mean that you can't get out of it. Because when love and light, when you have both of those, that's your heart. That's the truth. That's the divine. Okay, so let's say Leos in relationships, Leos in marriages, coupled up. What happens now? Let's see. All right. So the light was shed. It looks to me like someone was worried about their career and finances more than a relationship and didn't see this coming because they were too here it is. It just says it all. They were, that one person in the coupledom was not balanced. They could be working too hard, worrying about their career, and not seeing a situation for what it is, for what happened, what has happened. Maybe it could be, being impatient about wanting, money to be coming in, and career, growing in your career, and forgetting about the part of a marriage, a union that's so important. This is not as important as this, right? When the light gets this going, when it illuminates, you now, the situation calls for you asking for your friends to help you. Do I go with my head or do I go with my heart? Right? Do I go with my head or go with my heart? What do I do in this situation? And you will find the way, because the last two cards are beautiful. This person is definitely worth waiting for, which means the couple is a union, and the honeymoon. This is a union that is divine. All unions are divine, some for purposes of the ego and some for purposes of the heart. Okay? But this has taken place from the result of the grief that you have had to sustain. You had to go through something, Leos, for this to manifest. That's what I'm saying. To appreciate what you have, to renew what you have, one has to go through this and this. And this. You have to go through this. Whatever experience has taken place, you had to go through all of this. And now your feelings have dissipated into an acceptance of wisdom, even though you're a little impatient and impartial, which means you have to balance, the balancing of the heart and the head. But finding that illuminates your soul and leads you to this. I mean, it's beautiful. So there's your light. Are you kidding? This is your light, and so is this. So I wish Leos all the very best. Be blessed. And always be blessed. And I will see you in the cool, brisk breeze of October.